RYZEN is back, and it's now better than ever. I've spent the last few weeks sourcing the best components for the ultimate RYZEN PC that will not only fly through PUBG and Fortnite, but will absolutely crush 4K video editing with ease. Now obviously I've built a lot of PCs on this channel, but I have to say that this is by far one of my favourites, as it's not only aesthetically pleasing, but the performance and the customization is so good, meaning that you can tailor this exactly to your budget and get exactly what you want out of it. At the heart of the system is the new processor, the RYZEN 2700X. This 8-core beast has the same core count as before, but now with even higher clock speeds, making this an extremely juicy package. It doesn't matter whether you're wanting to work or play, it can handle it, and I've been nothing but impressed with its performance. You'll likely want to add custom cooling to push this overclockable processor, and I've grabbed BeQuiet's Silent Loop 240. It's arguably the most tastefully designed all-in-one I've used to date, with a solid block and extremely quiet operation. I'm not completely convinced by the spiral finish to the tubing, but it's very flexible and very easy to fit. Having said all of this, I did want to go for some more RGB-ified fans, and throughout the case and on this cooler, I've swapped them out for some Corsair SP 120s, and then wired it into a Lighting Node Pro with some RGB strips, and then tuned with AI Suite. Now as this is a shiny new CPU, it makes sense to go for the accompanying X470 motherboards. The one I'm using here is from Asus, and it's the Crosshair Hero 7. It's certainly quite upmarket, but it's got seemingly every feature available under the sun, with a ginormous amount of rear USB ports, dual M.2 PCIe slots, addressable RGB, and a seemingly endless supply of fan headers. It's also great for overclocking too, as we will be looking at a little bit later in this video. Now next up is RAM, and this is perhaps where things get a little bit amusing on my part. I've been asking Corsair to send me some Vengeance RGB for quite a while now, as I love the look of the sticks, and I've been reliably using Vengeance since my first PC back in 2012. Here we have 16GB of DDR4 running at 3200 MHz, and I can confirm that the board hits this speed with the latest BIOS update with a single click. But while the white memory really does look so good, I confess that the black version would have likely been a much better fit with the whole blackout colour scheme of this build. So I'm afraid I hold my hands up to this one. That's on me, I apologise. As for the graphics card, I wanted to stick to the AMD theme, and as such we have the excellent Vega 56, with this card being the Asus Strix version. It's a dual-pin beast, yet it manages to remain relatively quiet while crushing 1440p gaming. And then of course the black 3-fan design fits excellently with our colour palette, with the RGB veins shining through, and these can of course be synchronised through the Aura software with the motherboard and RAM. As for storage, I have to say that I timed this very well indeed, because my usual go-to SSD has now been replaced with the Samsung 970 EVO, which is better than ever, and I finally got a chance to use it in this build. PCIe really is great, as it not only gives mind-boggling speeds, but it requires no external cables or case space, which can really help to keep things looking nice and tidy. The 500GB EVO that Samsung sent out has speeds up to 3400 MB read and 2300 MB write, meaning that games can load up much faster and large work projects can be free of storage bottlenecks. Moving on to the power supply, we have some modest requirements, nothing really too crazy, and I've had great experiences with BeQuiet PSUs in the past, so I asked them to send me a selection out, and the one we have here is the Straight Power 11. It's got 650 watts of juice, a modular design, and a sleeved blackout cable look. It's definitely important to mention that not only is it 80+ gold certified, but it runs super quietly, which in my mind is pretty essential for a high-end build. Putting everything together was also really simple, and this was helped a long way with our case, the new Corsair 500D. Now I've used a lot of Corsair cases on this channel, and it's fair to say that while some are really good, Some maybe not quite so much, it's a little bit hit and miss. But this really does change everything, as it's not only really well made and easy to build in, but it really looks the part with those solid aluminium panels, tempered glass and USB-C on the I/O. I was really happy with how it all turned out, and while the RAM, sure it probably is the wrong colour, it's one of the most tasteful systems I've ever put together. It's highly customizable, it's got loads of potential for expansion, and it just looks fantastic. But obviously prettiness is only part of the package, right? You want something that's going to be good to live with. I don't know why I'm leaning in and doing this, it's because I'm excited about the performance of this PC. And you should be too, because it was excellent. It's a system that's been designed from the ground up for both work and play, and the numbers clearly back this one up. 8 cores running just below 4 GHz from a chip this reasonably priced is amazing, and it doesn't matter whether you're going to be running CAD applications, video editing software, it's irrelevant because the bang for buck here is simply incredible. But the thing I love the most about this is just how uncompromised it is for gaming, with a Vega 56 and RYZEN CPU working together in harmony to absolutely cream gaming at 1080p and 1440p. I sat down for a couple of sessions of PUBG on this a few nights ago with the tech chap, and not only did we win our first game, but we almost achieved back-to-back dinner, until of course Tom blew it at the last minute. Overclocking is also very possible here, and I was able to crank this up to 4.2 GHz without any issue at all. Up to 4.4 on the CPU may well be possible, but as the temperatures were creeping into the sort of mid-high 80s at load, I'd probably want to leave it at 4.2 and then enjoy the reduced fan noise. But it's great to have the extra performance if you need it, and the motherboard allows for so much customization, I think you're going to be very happy. And so then, this has been my ultimate Ryzen gaming PC performance powerhouse thing. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button and get subscribed for more PC builds just like this, and I leave a list of all of the components featured here and everything as well featured on my desk in the description down below. And I hope you've enjoyed not only the PC but I guess this video too. If you have, do hit the like button, obviously leave a comment down below. All the standard YouTube rambling, insert all of that stuff here, blah blah blah. You get the picture. I really appreciate you hanging along for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.